The chamber is open and full of whispers.
Before we dive in, check the link in the description if you want exclusive Timelines members-only videos you won't find on YouTube. All on our Patreon. Darkness. The smell of dust and spiders. A boy's shallow breathing in a space too small for living. Then, a gasp. Sharp. Violent. Like drowning lungs finding air after too long underwater. The cupboard under the stairs. Harry Potter sits upright. His body slams against the low ceiling. Pain shoots through his skull. But the pain is wrong. Too dull. Too distant. His hands fly to his chest, feeling for the wound. The curse, Voldemort's killing curse in the Forbidden Forest. The green light. The impact, death. Nothing. His hands find only thin cotton, Dudley's oversized hand-me-down pajamas. Not the clothes he died in. He looks down. Small hands. Child hands. Unblemished skin. No scars from Umbridge's blood quill. No burn mark from Nagini's venom. No rope burns from being bound in the graveyard. He flexes his fingers. They obey. Small, weak, 11 years old. The realization hits like a second killing curse. He's alive. No, not alive, returned. The cupboard, he knows this place. The smell of Vernon's shoe polish. The spiders in the corner. The thin blanket that never kept him warm. The cot that made his back ache. July 1991. Before Hogwarts. Before everything. His mind is a battlefield. Two timelines colliding. Memories from 1991. Waiting for a letter he doesn't understand. Fearing Vernon's fists. Hoping for something better. Memories from 1998. Walking to his death. Seeing his parents' shades. Feeling the forest floor under his cheek as the world faded. Both real, both his. He closes his eyes, focuses, the master of death. That's what he became, the invisibility cloak from his father, the resurrection stone in a snitch, the Elder Wand, one from Draco, one from Dumbledore, all three hallows in his possession when Voldemort struck. Death couldn't claim him, not while he held all three. So death did something else, sent him back. A reset. He opens his eyes, tests the theory. Recalls the Department of Mysteries, the Hall of Prophecy, Sirius falling through the veil. The memory is sharp, perfect, painful. Recalls the Battle of Hogwarts, Fred's body in the Great Hall, Remus and Tonks side by side, Colin Creevey, too young, too dead, 50 people he couldn't save. The memories don't fade, don't blur like dreams. They're real. 7 years of war, 7 years of loss. 7 years of being manipulated by Albus Dumbledore, raised like a pig for slaughter. That's what Snape said. Dumbledore admitted it in the end. Admitted the blood protection only worked if Harry died willingly. Admitted he'd orchestrated everything, every choice, every sacrifice, every loss. All part of the plan, Dumbledore's plan. The greater good. Harry's hands clench into fists. The thin blanket tears under his grip. Not this time. This time he has knowledge. This time he has 7 years of combat experience. This time he knows where every Horcrux is hidden. This time he knows who to trust, who to save. Vernon's footsteps thunder on the stairs. The cupboard door rattles. Vernon's voice bellows through the wood. "Boy, get out here and start breakfast." Harry doesn't flinch. In his first life he would have scrambled. Terrified. Obedient. In his second life he's fought Death Eaters, dueled Voldemort, died and returned. Vernon Dursley is just a bully, a pathetic man who peaked at 16. Who beats children because he's terrified of his own inadequacy? Harry stands. His body is smaller than he remembers, weaker, malnourished from years of being underfed. But his mind is sharp, tactical, a soldier's mind in a child's body. He opens the cupboard door. Vernon stands in the hallway, face already purple with morning rage. Massive belly straining against his shirt, meaty fists clenched. Vernon takes a step forward, looming. Using his size to intimidate, Harry looks up at him, doesn't look away, doesn't cower. Vernon's expression flickers. Confusion. This isn't the script. The boy is supposed to be afraid. Harry walks past him, toward the kitchen. Vernon follows, still confused, still angry, but uncertain now, something in the boy's eyes, too old. Too knowing, too calm. Kitchen, 6 a.m., Dudley sits at the table, massive for his age. Vernon's pride, everything Harry isn't. Big, aggressive, normal. Dudley reaches for the bacon on Harry's plate. A game he's played 1,000 times. Take what's Harry's. Because he can. Harry's hand moves, lightning fast, catches Dudley's wrist mid-grab. Not hard. Just firm, stopping the motion. Dudley yelps, pulls back, stares at his wrist. Red marks where Harry's fingers pressed. Vernon stands. Chair scraping against linoleum. Face going from purple to crimson. How dare you touch my son? Harry releases Dudley's wrist. Looks at Vernon. Expression neutral. Apologies. Reflex. The word is flat. No fear. No submission. Just stating fact, Vernon takes a step toward him. Fist raising, Petunia's voice cuts through. Vernon, stop. Vernon freezes. Turns to his wife. Petunia stands at the counter. Thin, sharp-featured, perpetually disapproving, but her eyes are fixed on Harry, studying him. She's seen something too. The same thing Vernon saw. Something wrong. Something different. Vernon lowers his fist, slowly, reluctantly. But he lowers it. Harry returns to cooking. Bacon sizzles in the pan. Eggs crack into the skillet. Toast browns in the toaster. Muscle memory from years of servitude. But his mind is elsewhere. Planning. Calculating. Today is July 24th. The letters start arriving today. In his first life, Vernon burned them, fled to a hut on a rock. Hagrid broke down the door at midnight on Harry's birthday. This time will be different. This time Harry knows the letters are coming, knows what they say, knows what they mean. He just has to get one before Vernon destroys them all. Afternoon, 2:47 p.m., Harry sits in the cupboard. Door locked from outside. Vernon's punishment for the breakfast incident. Locked in without lunch. A familiar torture. In his first life it hurt, made him feel small, worthless. In his second life he's been tortured by Umbridge. Starved in the forest, lived in a tent for months eating mushrooms. Missing lunch is nothing. He waits, listening. The mail slot opens. The distinctive sound of letters hitting the mat. Footsteps. Vernon's heavy tread. The rustle of paper being gathered. Then Vernon's voice. Petunia, look at this. A pause. Petunia's sharper footsteps joining him. Her gasp. Burn it now. The crackle of flame. The acrid smell of burning parchment. They're destroying his Hogwarts letter, just like the first time. But Harry isn't worried, because he knows something they don't. The letters will keep coming. More tomorrow, dozens the next day. Hundreds after that. The magic doesn't give up. He just has to get one. Before they burn them all. He closes his eyes. Focuses. Wandless magic? He's done it before. Accidental magic as a child. Vanishing glass at the zoo. Growing back his hair overnight. A parroting to the school roof. All before he knew what magic was. All driven by emotion. Desperation. Need. He has that same desperation now. But this time he has control. Adult mental discipline, knowledge of what magic can do. He focuses on the hallway. On the letters. On the one Vernon is holding. His letter. Addressed to him. His property. He whispers. Accio. Nothing happens. He tries again, focusing harder, imagining the letter flying to him, through the locked door, into his hand. Accio letter. Still nothing, but he feels something, a pulse, deep in his chest, where his magic lives, a connection to the letter, faint, like a thread stretching from his core to the parchment. He pulls on it, not with his hands, with his will. The thread tightens. Outside the cupboard door there's a sound, a flutter. Vernon's angry shout. What the? A thump against the cupboard door. Then silence. Harry waits, listening. Nothing. He reaches for the door handle, locked. Of course, he focuses again. Alohomora, the lock clicks. The door swings open. On the floor just outside the cupboard. A letter. Green ink. Hogwarts crest. Addressed to Mr. H. Potter, the cupboard under the stairs, 4 Privet Drive, Little Whinging, Surrey. He picks it up. His hands don't shake. Vernon thunders down the stairs. Sees Harry holding the letter. Sees the cupboard door open. His face goes white, then purple, then red. Freak, you did something freakish. Harry looks at him. Calm. That letter is addressed to me. By law, tampering with mail is a crime. Vernon's fist clenches. You don't have rights, boy. Harry stands, 4'11", looking up at a man over 6 feet tall. Doesn't matter. He's faced Voldemort, faced Death Eaters, faced death itself. Vernon Dursley is nothing. Give me the letter Vernon, the use of his first name, not Uncle Vernon, just Vernon, like an equal. Vernon's hand moves. Reaching for the letter, Harry's magic flares, not visible, but felt. The air pressure shifts, the temperature drops. Vernon's hand stops. Trembling, he pulls back, steps away. Petunia appears at the top of the stairs. Her face is pale. She saw something, felt something, the same thing Vernon felt. Power. Harry takes the letter, walks back into the cupboard, closes the door. From inside, he whispers, "Colloportus." The lock clicks. Vernon pounds on the door, shouting, threatening. Harry ignores him. He sits on his cot, opens the letter. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Headmaster, Albus Dumbledore, Order of Merlin First Class Grand Sorc, Chef, Warlock Supreme Mugwump International Confed, of Wizards. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Please find enclosed a list of all necessary books and equipment. Term begins on September 1. We await your owl by no later than July 31. Yours sincerely, Minerva McGonagall, Deputy Headmistress. He's read this letter before. 7 years ago, a lifetime ago. No excitement this time. No wonder. Just cold calculation. Dumbledore's name at the top. The man who raised him for slaughter. Who kept secrets. Who let Sirius rot in Azkaban. Who let so many die. Harry pulls out a notebook, stolen from Dudley's room months ago. Opens to a blank page. Starts writing. Objectives. Emancipate self at Gringotts. August. Secure Hermione Granger as ally. September 1. Night. Free Sirius Black. October. Horcrux locations. Diadem. Room of Requirement. Year 1. Ring. Gaunt Shack. Year 1. Diary. Malfoy Intercept. Year 2. Locket. Grimmauld Place. Year 2. Cup. Gringotts. Year 3. Nagini. Not created yet. Self. Strategic Sacrifice. Year 4. Neutralize Quirrell. Year 1. Control Basilisk. Year 2. Win war before Year 4. He stares at the list. In his first life, the war lasted 7 years. 50 people died. His godfather, his friends, his mentor. In his second life, he has 2 goals. Win faster. Save everyone. At the bottom of the page, he writes, Albus Dumbledore, you raised me for slaughter. You manipulated my entire life. You let them die. Not this time. I am not your martyr. I am the master of death, and I choose life. He folds the letter, tucks it into his shirt. Tomorrow Hagrid arrives. Tomorrow the war begins. But this time Harry isn't a pawn. This time he's a soldier, and soldiers don't follow orders. They win. The door explodes inward. Splinters everywhere. Hinges screaming. A massive figure fills the doorway. 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide, shaggy hair and beard like a wild animal. Rubeus Hagrid, keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts. He steps inside, brushing rain from his coat. Sees Vernon pointing a rifle with shaking hands. Hagrid snorts, bends the barrel into a knot with one massive hand, tosses it aside like trash. His beetle-black eyes scan the room, find Harry sitting calmly in the corner, not cowering, not afraid, just waiting. Hagrid's face breaks into a huge grin. Harry, last time I saw ye were a baby. Got your mother's eyes. Harry stands, extends his hand. It's good to see you again, Hagrid. The phrasing is wrong. They've never met, but Hagrid is too emotional to notice. He shakes Harry's hand, gentle despite his size, afraid of crushing the boy's small fingers. Brought ye this, baked it meself. He produces a slightly squashed birthday cake, pink icing spelling out Happy Birthday, Harry. The same cake as the first time. In his first life, Harry cried. First birthday cake he'd ever received. First kindness from the magical world. In his second life, he knows Hagrid's loyalty, knows his heart, knows he'll die fighting acromantulas in the Forbidden Forest. Saving students, being brave, Harry takes the cake. Thank you, Hagrid. This is very kind. His voice is steady, too steady for an 11-year-old receiving his first birthday present. Hagrid's smile falters slightly. Yeah, all right there, Harry. You seem a bit, well, calm. I'm fine, just eager to get to Diagon Alley. To see the magical world. Hagrid beams again. Right then, we'll go tomorrow morning. I'll take you to Gringotts first for your money, then get your school things. Harry shakes his head. Actually, Hagrid, I need to handle Gringotts alone. Personal business. Hagrid blinks. Alone? But you've never been to Diagon Alley. You need someone to... I'll manage, but I appreciate the offer. The firmness in his voice, the adult phrasing. Hagrid is confused. This isn't how children talk. Dumbledore said you'd need help. That you didn't know nothing about the magical world. Harry meets his eyes. Dumbledore doesn't know everything about me. Tell him I'll see him at Hogwarts. But, Hagrid, you've been kind to me. I won't forget that. But I need to do this alone. The kindness softens the rejection. Hagrid deflates. All right, Harry, but if you need me, you know where to find me. I do. Hagrid leaves an hour later, still confused, still concerned, but respectful of the strange steel in the boy's voice. Harry watches him go. Tomorrow he becomes Lord Peverell. Tomorrow he fires Dumbledore. Tomorrow everything changes. August 1st, 1991. The Leaky Cauldron, 9 a.m. Harry walks through the grimy pub alone. No Hagrid, no escort, just an 11-year-old boy in oversized hand-me-downs, walking like he owns the place. Tom the barman's eyes widen. Bless my soul. Harry Potter. The pub goes silent. Witches and wizards turning to stare. The boy who lived. Here, in the Leaky Cauldron, alone. Harry nods politely. Good morning. Walks straight to the back courtyard. Doesn't hesitate. Taps the brick sequence from memory. 3 up, 2 across. The wall opens. Diagon Alley spreads before him. Cobblestones, shop fronts. Witches and wizards in robes. Owls in cages. Cauldrons stacked outside potages. In his first life, this moment overwhelmed him. The wonder. The magic. The belonging. In his second life, he's walked this street 100 times. Fought Death Eaters here during the war. Watched it burn. Rebuilt it. This is just another battlefield. He walks straight to Gringotts. The white marble building looms. Bronze doors. Goblin guards in scarlet uniforms. He climbs the steps. The guards watch him. A child. Alone. In rags. Suspicious. I require an account manager. Inheritance matter? The guard on the left raises an eyebrow. Name? Harry James Potter. Both guards stiffen. One signals inside. Within minutes, Harry is escorted through marble corridors, deep into the bank, to an office. Griphook's office, 9:32 a.m. The goblin sits behind a desk, sharp features, black eyes that miss nothing, long fingers steepled. Griphook. The same goblin who will help him break into Gringotts in 1998. Who will betray him? Who will die in the war? But that's 7 years from now. Right now, Griphook is just an account manager. Mr. Potter, we did not expect you for several years. Where is your magical guardian? That's why I'm here. I wish to claim my majority. Griphook's expression doesn't change, but his fingers tap once on the desk. You are 11. I am also the last of the Peverell line. I wish to undergo an inheritance test. The tapping stops. Griphook studies him. An 11-year-old who knows about inheritance tests. Who knows about the Peverell line. Who walks into Gringotts alone demanding legal emancipation. Interesting. Very well. Griphook produces a parchment and a silver dagger. 7 drops of blood. Harry doesn't hesitate. Takes the dagger, slices his thumb, pain sharp and quick. 7 drops fall onto the parchment. They spread. Sink into the fibers, the parchment glows. Golden light, ancient magic, words appear, burning themselves into existence. Blood inheritance test, primary bloodline. Potter, confirmed heir, secondary bloodline. Peverell, last living descendant, lordship claimable. Tertiary bloodline, Black, via maternal grandmother Doria Potter, née Black. Heir presumptive if Sirius Black has no issue. Potter Family Vault, number 687. Peverell Ancestral Vault, number 4. Dormant since 1291. Wisengamot seats. Potter Family Seat, held in trust until majority. Peverell Family Seat, inactive since 1291. Reactivation available. Griphook reads. Reads again. His expression is carefully neutral, but his eyes betray surprise. The Peverell line, we thought it extinct. It is, except for me. You understand what claiming this title means? I understand perfectly. I claim the title of Lord Peverell. I request immediate emancipation. Griphook sets down the parchment. The Peverell line predates the Ministry of Magic. By ancient law, claimants achieve legal majority upon title assumption regardless of physical age. He leans forward. This will make you a legal adult, Mr. Potter. You will have no guardian, no protection under child welfare laws, no recourse if you make poor decisions. I understand. Do you? You are 11 years old. Most wizards wait until they are of age before claiming lordships. The responsibilities. I am aware of the responsibilities. I accept them. All of them. The steel in his voice. The certainty. Griphook nods slowly. Very well. He produces a stack of parchment. Official documents. Seals and signatures. This is the Emancipation Certificate. It declares Harry James Potter Peverell legally independent. This is the guardianship termination. It removes Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore as your magical guardian. This is the Wizengamot seat activation. It reactivates the Peverell seat and grants you voting rights immediately. Sign here, here, and here. Harry signs, the magic seals with golden flashes, each signature burning into the parchment. Binding, irreversible. Griphook stamps each document with the Gringotts seal. It is done. You are Lord Peverell. May your reign be prosperous. One more thing. I need a property. Defensible. Private. Not connected to Dumbledore. Griphook consults a ledger. The Peverell estate in Godric's Hollow was destroyed in the same attack that killed your parents. However, there is a townhouse, London, Kensington, unplottable, warded heavily. It has been in magical stasis since 1291, awaiting a Peverell heir. I'll take it. The deed transfers immediately. Griphook produces a key. Heavy iron, ornate. 13 Peverell Lane. The wards will recognize your blood. Harry takes the key. Thank you, Griphook. You've been very helpful. Griphook inclines his head. We serve the ancient families, Lord Peverell. Even when they sleep for 7 centuries. Harry stands. Walks out. Behind him, Griphook stares at the closed door. Thinking. An 11-year-old who navigates Gringotts politics like a veteran. Who knows exactly what he wants. Who shows no hesitation, no fear. Strange. Very strange indeed. Diagon Alley, 10:15 a.m. Harry emerges from Gringotts. His pockets heavy with gold. 50 galleons from the Potter Vault. Enough for shopping, enough for what comes next. First stop, Madame Malkin's robes for all occasions. The shop is warm, smells like fabric and magic. A squat witch bustles forward. Hogwarts, dear? Yes, but I need more than the standard set. Her eyebrows rise. More? I need dragon-hide outer robes, self-repairing charms, cushioning charms for impacts, formal dress robes for Wizengamot sessions. Madame Malkin blinks. That's quite advanced for a first year. I'm a lord. I require appropriate attire. She measures him, her enchanted tape measure flying around, wrapping his small frame. The robes will be expensive. 500 galleons. Harry pays without hesitation. They'll be ready tomorrow. Shall I send them? To 13 Peverell Lane, please. She nods, impressed despite herself. Flourish and blots, 11 a.m. The bookshop is crammed, floor-to-ceiling shelves, the smell of parchment and ink. Harry gathers his first-year textbooks, then adds to the stack, Advanced Occlumency by alias Finch Horcruxes, The Darkest Magic, Restricted Section, Ancient House Politics, A Guide to Wizengamot Protocol Defensive Dueling, Auror Techniques, A History of the Peverell Family. The clerk eyes the Horcrux book. This requires adult authorization. Harry slides his emancipation certificate across the counter. I'm a legal adult. I'm also researching dark artifacts for security purposes. The clerk reads. Reads again. His expression shifts from skeptical to shocked. Lord Peverell, my apologies. I'll wrap these immediately. Harry pays. 200 galleons. The books are packaged carefully. He carries them under his arm. Knowledge is power, and he's going to need every advantage. Ollivanders, 11:45 a.m. The shop is narrow, thousands of wand boxes stacked to the ceiling. The air hums with residual magic. A man emerges from the shadows. Pale, wide silver eyes, ancient. Ollivander, ah yes, yes. I thought I'd be seeing you soon, Harry Potter. Harry says nothing. Waits. Your mother. Willow 10 1/4 inches swishy good for charms. Your father, mahogany 11 inches pliable, excellent for transfiguration. Still Harry waits. Ollivander begins pulling boxes, handing Harry wands one after another. Beechwood and dragon heartstring, give it a wave. Harry waves it. Nothing. No, definitely not. Maple and phoenix feather, try this one. Nothing. Ebony and unicorn hair, nothing. Dozens of wands. None of them right. Ollivander's excitement grows. Tricky customer A. Not to worry, we'll find the perfect match. He disappears into the back, returns with a long, dusty box, opens it carefully. Holly and phoenix feather, 11 inches. Nice and supple. Harry takes it. Warmth floods his hand. Recognition. Red and gold sparks shoot from the tip. The wand remembers him, even though they've never met. Not in this timeline. Ollivander's eyes widen. Curious. Harry knows what's coming. The speech about Brother Wands. Ollivander's voice drops to a whisper. I remember every wand I've ever sold, Mr. Potter. The phoenix, whose tail feather resides in your wand, gave only one other feather. Just one. It is curious that you should be destined for this wand when its brother gave you that scar. Harry meets his eyes. I know. Ollivander goes very still. You know. I know many things, Mr. Ollivander. This wand and I have a history, but you've never held it before. Harry smiles. Cold, knowing, haven't I? He pays 7 galleons, walks out, leaves Ollivander staring after him, disturbed, confused, certain he's just witnessed something impossible. 13 Peverell Lane, 1 p.m. The townhouse appears when Harry approaches. The wards recognize his blood, accept him. 3 stories, black brick, iron gate, invisible to muggles, protected by 7 centuries of magic. He unlocks the door, steps inside. The interior is dusty but intact. Preservation charms held. A library filled with ancient texts. A potions lab untouched since 1291. A bedroom with a 4-poster bed. A study. In the study, a pensieve. Harry stares at it. In his first life, he learned about his parents through Snape's memories. Stolen glimpses, painful truths. In this life, he might find Peverell ancestors' memories here. Knowledge passed down, secrets kept. He'll explore it later. Right now, he has a letter to write. He sits at the desk, pulls out parchment, writes carefully. Dear Miss Granger, my name is Harry Potter. I'm an incoming Hogwarts first year like you. I've recently come into possession of advanced magical texts from my family library. I'm looking for someone intellectually capable to discuss them with. Madam Malkin mentioned you purchased several extra books beyond the standard curriculum. Always the sign of a curious mind. If you're interested in a study partnership, occlumency, defensive magic, and magical theory, I'd like to meet you on the Hogwarts Express. I'll be in the last compartment. P.S. I promise I'm not a dark wizard, just someone who takes learning seriously. Yours, Harry Potter. He sends it via Hedwig, his snowy owl. Purchased at Elop's that morning, she takes flight, white wings against blue sky, carrying his first move. Hermione Granger, the brightest witch of her age. His best friend, his sister. The person who saved his life more times than he can count. She doesn't know him yet. But she will. He watches Hedwig disappear. Tomorrow he'll finish shopping. Tomorrow he'll prepare. September 1st he recruits his general. And the war begins. Hermione Granger sits in her room, surrounded by books. Hogwarts, a history open on her lap. The Standard Book of Spells, Grade 1 on her desk. A beginner's guide to transfiguration on her bedside table. She's reading all of them simultaneously, cross-referencing, memorizing, preparing. An owl taps at her window. She jumps. Drops Hogwarts, a history, scrambles to open the window. A snowy owl flies in, lands on her desk, extends its leg. A letter attached. Hermione has never received a letter by owl before. Her parents are muggles. No one in the magical world knows her yet. She unties the letter. The owl hoots softly, waits. Hermione reads. Her eyes widen. Harry Potter, the Harry Potter, wants to meet her, wants to study with her. Mentioned occlumency. She's read about that 6th-year material, mind magic, incredibly advanced. Why would Harry Potter want to study that? Why would he want to study with her? She reads the letter again. The phrasing is mature, formal, not how an 11-year-old writes, but intriguing. Very intriguing. She pulls out parchment, writes back, Dear Harry, Your letter was unexpected but interesting. I'm very interested in advanced magical theory. Occlumency in particular. I'll meet you on the Hogwarts Express, as suggested. Looking forward to our discussion. Hermione Granger. She ties it to the owl's leg. The owl takes flight, disappears into the morning sky. Hermione sits back, thinking. Harry Potter wants to study with her. This could be amazing. Or it could be a prank. She'll find out September 1st. September 1st, 1991. King's Cross Station, 10:45 a.m. Platform 9 3/4 is chaos. Families saying goodbye, trunks being loaded, owls hooting, cats meowing, students laughing and shouting. Harry walks through the barrier alone. No guardian, no escort, just him and his trunk, wearing his new robes, black dragon hide with silver trim, the Peverell crest on his chest, a silver raven. He looks different from the other first years, older somehow, more put together. Students notice, point, whisper, "That's Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Why is he alone? Where are his parents?" Harry ignores them, boards the train, walks to the last compartment, sits by the window, waits. Hogwarts Express, last compartment, 11 a.m. The door slides open. A girl stands there, bushy brown hair, large front teeth, brown eyes burning with intelligence and curiosity. Hermione Granger. Harry's chest tightens. In his first life, she was the first real friend he made, the first person who chose him not because of his fame, but because of who he was. In his second life, she saved him, over and over, stood by him when everyone else left, figured out the Horcruxes, kept him alive, kept him sane. She doesn't know any of that yet, but she will. He stands, extends his hand. "Are you Harry Potter?" "I am. You must be Hermione. Please sit." She takes his hand, shakes it, sits across from him, studies him. "Your letter mentioned occlumency. That's sixth-year material, it is. But it's also essential if you want to protect your mind from intrusion. Intrusion from whom? There are people at Hogwarts who use legislamancy, the headmaster for one, Professor Snape for another. If you want your thoughts to remain your own, you need to learn young." "How do you know this?" "I have access to my family's library. The Peverells were an old family. They kept extensive records." He slides a book across the table. "Advanced Occlumency by Alias Finch. This is for you. A gift. Read it. Practice the exercises. We'll discuss it once we're at Hogwarts." Hermione picks up the book, feels the weight of it, the quality of the binding. "This must have cost 40 galleons. Consider it an investment. In our partnership. You're brilliant, Hermione, I can tell just from this conversation. I need someone I can trust, someone who thinks strategically, someone who won't blindly follow authority." She frowns. That sounds paranoid, or it's the only sane response to an insane world. She studies him, really studies him. He's 11, but he doesn't talk like it, doesn't act like it. There's something in his eyes, something old. Like he's seen things, terrible things. "You're different from what I expected." "What did you expect?" "I don't know. Someone excited about magic, overwhelmed, maybe a bit arrogant from all the fame, and instead you seem prepared, like you've done this before." Harry's expression doesn't change, but inside he's calculating. She's too perceptive. He needs to be more careful. "I've had time to prepare, to research, to plan." "Plan for what?" The door slides open. A red-haired boy pokes his head in. Ron Weasley. "Everywhere else is full. Mind if I sit?" Harry looks at him. In his first life, Ron became his best friend, his brother. Stood by him through everything. Died and came back to fight in the final battle. But Ron also left. During the Horcrux hunt, abandoned them when things got hard. Came back, yes. But he left. And right now Harry needs people who won't leave. People who will stay no matter what. Hermione is that person. Ron might be too. But Harry can't risk it, not yet. He makes his voice polite but firm. "Actually, we're in the middle of a private discussion. Perhaps try a few cars forward?" Ron's face falls. "Oh, right. Sorry," he leaves. Closes the door. Hermione looks guilty. "That was a bit rude." "Perhaps. But this conversation is important, and I need your full attention." She frowns but doesn't argue. Harry continues. "Hermione, I'm going to be blunt. The wizarding world is not the fairy tale you think it is. I don't think it's a fairy tale. I think it's a complex society with its own politics and problems. Good, because there are dangers. Political corruption, dark wizards who were never properly dealt with, and a war that most people think is over but isn't. You know who is dead. Is he? The question hangs between them. She studies his face, looking for signs of a joke, finding none. What are you saying? I'm saying if you want to survive Hogwarts, truly survive not just academically but physically, you need to be prepared. I'm offering you that preparation. Why me? Because you're brilliant. Because you're brave even if you don't know it yet. And because I need someone I can trust. You barely know me. I know enough. You bought extra books. You're reading Hogwarts, a history before term starts. You question authority instead of accepting it blindly. That's all I need to know. She's silent for a long moment, thinking, calculating. If I agree, what does this partnership entail? We study together, we watch each other's backs. We don't blindly trust authority figures just because they're adults or professors. We prepare for threats others are ignoring. That sounds incredibly paranoid. Maybe, or maybe it's smart. The choice is yours, Hermione. Partner with me or don't. Either way, you'll see I'm right eventually. Another long pause. Then she extends her hand. All right, Harry Potter, you have a deal. They shake. The pact sealed. Harry feels something settle in his chest. The first piece of his plan in place. His general recruited. Now he just needs to execute the rest. The train lurches forward, begins moving. Hermione pulls out the occlumency book, starts reading. Harry watches the countryside roll past, thinking, planning, tonight Peter Pettigrew, tomorrow Sirius Black, next week the sorting, next month Quirrell. The war is beginning, and this time he's ready. Hours pass, Hermione reads, Harry watches. They talk occasionally about magic, about Hogwarts, about what to expect. Harry is careful, doesn't reveal too much, but plants seeds. Mentions that some professors might be biased, that the headmaster keeps secrets, that students should think critically. Hermione absorbs it all, questions some of it, but doesn't dismiss it. She's too smart to dismiss possibilities. Even uncomfortable ones. The trolley witch arrives. Anything from the trolley dears? Harry buys chocolate frogs. Bertie bots every flavor beans, pumpkin pasties. More than he can eat, but Hermione is staring at the sweets with fascination. She's muggle-raised, never seen magical candy before. He pushes half of it toward her. Try them. The beans are exactly what they say. Every flavor, including vomit and earwax. She grimaces but tries one, makes a face. Grass-flavored, Harry grins. A real smile. The first one since waking in the cupboard. For a moment, he's not a soldier. Just a boy sharing candy with a friend. The moment passes, but it was nice while it lasted. Hogsmeade Station, evening. The train arrives as the sun sets. Students pour out onto the platform. Furs years over here. Hagrid's booming voice. Harry and Hermione join the group of first years. Small, nervous children, wide-eyed, excited, terrified. Harry remembers being one of them. Now he just feels old. They cross the Black Lake in boats. 4 to a boat. Harry and Hermione share theirs with Neville Longbottom and a girl named Susan Bones. The castle appears around the bend. Towers silhouetted against the darkening sky. Windows glowing with warm light. In his first life, this moment took his breath away. The most beautiful thing he'd ever seen. In his second life, he's seen this castle burn, seen it fall, rebuilt it stone by stone. It's still beautiful, but it's also a battlefield, and he's preparing for war. Entrance hall, 7:30 p.m. Professor McGonagall waits. Tall, stern, emerald robes and pointed hat. She explains the house system. Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. Points for triumphs, points lost for rule breaking. The house cup at year's end. Harry barely listens. He's heard this speech before. He's more concerned with what comes next. The sorting hat. In his first life, it wanted to put him in Slytherin. He begged for Gryffindor. It obliged. This time will be different. This time he's not begging. He's commanding. McGonagall leads them into the Great Hall. 4 long tables, hundreds of students. Floating candles. Enchanted ceiling showing the night sky. At the head of the hall, the staff table, and in the center seat, Albus Dumbledore, long silver beard, half-moon spectacles, blue eyes twinkling, looking grandfatherly and wise. Harry knows better, knows the manipulation, the secrets, the sacrifices Dumbledore found acceptable. Their eyes meet. Dumbledore smiles. Harry doesn't. The Sorting Hat sits on a stool, patched, frayed, ancient. It opens a mouth near the brim, sings, a song about the four houses, brave Gryffindors, loyal Hufflepuffs, wise Ravenclaws, cunning Slytherins. The song ends. McGonagall unfurls a scroll, begins calling names. Abbot Hannah, Hufflepuff. Bones Susan, Hufflepuff. Boot Terry. Ravenclaw, Brocklehurst Mandy. Ravenclaw, the sorting continues. Then Granger Hermione. Hermione walks forward, sits. The hat settles on her head. A long pause. Nearly a minute. Then Ravenclaw. She joins the blue and bronze table. Looks back at Harry. He nods. Ravenclaw is good. Access to the library. Intellectual environment. Away from Gryffindor's recklessness. More names. Longbottom Neville. Gryffindor. Malfoy Draco. Slytherin. Patil Padma. Ravenclaw. Patil Parvati. Gryffindor. Then Potter Harry. The hall goes silent. Whispers. Harry Potter. The boy who lived. He walks forward. Every eye on him. Sits. McGonagall's hands tremble slightly as she holds the hat. The hat descends, settles on his head, and immediately speaks. Not in his mind, but aloud, for everyone to hear. Ah, Harry Potter, how very... The hat stops, goes silent. Then, what inside Harry's mind, the hat's voice is screaming. How do you have memories of, this is impossible. You've never been sorted, we've never met. These memories, they're future memories, but that's not possible. Time doesn't work that way, unless... Harry's mental voice is calm, cold. Hello again, old friend. The hat reels. Again? We've never... You're 11, how do you... I'm full of impossibilities. Now listen carefully. You will not sort me into Gryffindor or Slytherin. The hat sputters. I don't take orders from students. You will take orders from me, or I will destroy you. You're 11. You can't. I'm the Master of Death. I've held the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, the Cloak of Invisibility. I've died and returned. Do you really want to test me? The hat goes silent for a long, terrible moment, processing, analyzing. This isn't possible, but the memories are there, real, vivid. 7 years of war, death, resurrection, knowledge of things that haven't happened yet. Knowledge that shouldn't exist. What are you? I'm a soldier who's tired of playing games. I need to be somewhere I can work independently. Ravenclaw? But you have courage, ambition. Ravenclaw gives me access to Hermione. It gives me the library. It gives me space away from Dumbledore's Gryffindor favoritism and Snape's Slytherin bias. Ravenclaw. This is highly irregular. Ravenclaw, or I burn you to ash the moment I learn Fiendfire. The hat trembles. 1,000 years it's existed, 1,000 years of sorting students. Never has it encountered a mind like this. Never has it been threatened. Never has it felt fear. The silence stretches. The great hall watches, confused. The hat has been on Harry Potter's head for nearly 2 minutes. Usually it decides instantly. Finally the hat speaks, aloud, for everyone to hear. Its voice is shaken, uncertain. Ravenclaw! The Ravenclaw table erupts in applause. Confused applause. Harry Potter is supposed to be in Gryffindor. Everyone knows that. But he walks to the Ravenclaw table. Sits next to Hermione. She whispers, "How did you... I have my ways." At the staff table, Dumbledore's expression flickers. Shock. Confusion. Concern. This is wrong. The prophecy spoke of a Gryffindor's courage. Spoke of the one with power to vanquish the Dark Lord. Harry Potter was supposed to be in Gryffindor, was supposed to be shaped by Gryffindor values, was supposed to walk the path Dumbledore laid out. This is a deviation, a crack in the plan. Dumbledore's fingers tap on the table. Thinking, calculating, he will need to speak with the boy. Soon, very soon, the dungeons are cold, damp stone walls. The smell of preserved ingredients, jars lining the shelves, pickled things floating in murky liquid, bat spleens, rat tails, toad eyes. First years file in, nervous. Everyone has heard about Professor Snape, meanest teacher at Hogwarts. Hates students, especially anyone named Potter. Harry sits at a desk near the back, Hermione beside him. Both have their textbooks open. Both have read ahead. The classroom door slams open. Professor Severus Snape sweeps in. Black robes billowing, greasy black hair framing a sallow face, hooked nose, black eyes that miss nothing. He doesn't introduce himself, doesn't smile, just stares at the class until everyone falls silent. You are here to learn the subtle science and exact art of potion making. His voice is soft, dangerous, like a snake before it strikes. As there is little foolish wand-waving here, many of you will hardly believe this is magic. I don't expect you will really understand the beauty of the softly simmering cauldron with its shimmering fumes, the delicate power of liquids that creep through human veins, bewitching the mind and snaring the senses. I can teach you how to bottle fame, brew glory, even stop her death. He pauses. If you aren't as big a bunch of dunderheads as I usually have to teach. His eyes scan the room, land on Harry. Narrow. He stalks toward Harry's desk. Predatory. Ah, Mr. Potter, our new celebrity. Harry meets his gaze. Doesn't flinch. Doesn't look away. Snape's expression darkens. Tell me, Potter, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? In his first life, Harry didn't know. Was humiliated in front of the class. In his second life, he knows every potion ingredient, knows every effect, knows every antidote. The draught of living death, sir. A sleeping potion so powerful it simulates death. Snape's eyes widen fractionally, quickly suppressed. And where, Potter, would you look if I asked you to find me a bizarre? The stomach of a goat, sir. It cures most poisons. What is the difference between monkshood and wolfsbane? They're the same plant, sir, also known as aconite, extremely poisonous. Used in the wolfsbane potion to ease lycanthropic symptoms. The classroom is silent, students staring. Even Hermione looks impressed. Snape's face shows nothing, but his hands clench slightly. This isn't James Potter's son. This is something else. 5 points to Ravenclaw for adequate preparation. The words are grudging. Painful. He turns sharply. Today you will brew a simple cure for boils. Instructions on the board. Begin. Students scramble to gather ingredients. Harry and Hermione work in silence. Precise. Methodical. Following the instructions exactly. Their potion turns the correct pale pink. Wisby steam rising. Snape inspects. His expression sours. Adequate. Barely. No points awarded. But no points deducted either. After class ends, Snape's voice stops Harry at the door. Potter, remain behind. Hermione hesitates. Harry nods to her. It's fine. I'll catch up. She leaves reluctantly. The classroom empties. Just Harry and Snape. The door closes with a soft click. Snape stalks toward him. How do you know those answers? First years don't study ahead that thoroughly. I read, Professor. Don't lie to me, Potter. You're hiding something. As are you, Professor. Snape goes very still. What did you say? I said you're hiding something. We all are. Snape's wand is in his hand instantly, pointed at Harry's face. You dare. Doesn't reach for his own wand, just looks at Snape. Calm, unafraid. Legilimens. The spell hits like a battering ram. Snape's consciousness slamming into Harry's mind. Searching, probing, violating. But Harry is ready. Has been ready since he woke in the cupboard. Built his mental fortress, layer by layer, surface thoughts first, studying in the cupboard, reading by wand light, practicing wand movements, age-appropriate memories, false but convincing. Snape digs deeper, harder, searching for the secret. For whatever the boy is hiding, Harry lets him dig, guides him, not to the real memories, not to the future, to something else, a planted memory, carefully constructed. A woman's voice. Lily Potter's voice. Harry, if anything happens to me, find Severus. He'll protect you. Snape stumbles back, gasping. Face white as chalk. That's impossible. Lily never... Didn't she? Are you sure? I would have known. She would have told me, would she? After you called her a mudblood? After you joined the Death Eaters? After you chose Voldemort over her? Snape's wand trembles. Don't you dare. My mother loved you, Professor. I know that. I've read her letters. This is a lie. But Snape wants it to be true. Desperately. Pathetically. Wants to believe Lily forgave him. Wanted him to protect her son. What letters? Where? Do return them to heirs. Snape could verify, but he won't. Because he wants to believe. Harry presses the advantage. Dumbledore is using both of us. He used my mother. He's using me, and he's using you. Hold your tongue. He knew Voldemort would target my parents. He knew Pettigrew was the traitor, not Black, and he did nothing. Snape's face twists, rage and grief warring. You know nothing. I know he's been planning my death since I was born, and I know you've been his spy because you think it honors her memory. But does it? Does serving the man who let her die honor Lily Potter? Snape is shaking, not with anger, with something deeper. Something broken. Get out. His voice is barely a whisper. Professor, wondering if the boy is right? Wondering if Dumbledore has been manipulating him all along? Wondering if Lily would have wanted this. The doubt is planted, the seed growing. Not an ally yet, but no longer an automatic enemy. Progress. Harry moves through the castle, silent, invisible under his father's cloak, inherited from Dumbledore on Christmas in his first life. Already his in this life, claimed from the Peverell vault at Gringotts. The Master of Death walks Hogwarts, and the castle knows. The portraits don't stir as he passes. The ghosts drift by without noticing. The stairs shift for him, creating paths, opening routes. Hogwarts remembers its Peverell builders, recognizes their blood, accepts their air. He reaches Gryffindor Tower. The fat lady is asleep in her portrait, snoring softly, wine glass dangling from her fingers. Harry whispers the password, learned from eavesdropping on Percy Weasley. Caput Draconis. The portrait swings open. The common room is empty, red and gold, warm fire burning low, comfortable chairs, so different from Ravenclaw's elegant blues. He climbs the stairs to the boys' dormitory. First years. 5 beds, 5 boys sleeping. Dean Thomas, Seamus Finnegan, Neville Longbottom, Ron Weasley, and on Ron's bedside table, a gray rat. Scabbers. Harry's hand clenches. Peter Pettigrew, the man who betrayed his parents, who framed Sirius, who helped resurrect Voldemort, who caused so much death, so much pain, sleeping as a rat, safe, protected. For 12 years he's hidden. That ends tonight. Harry casts Muffliato. Wandless, silent. The spell settles over the room, soundproofing. Whatever happens won't wake the others. He levitates the rat, careful, gentle. Scabbers wakes, squirming, confused. Harry brings him close. Eye to eye, whispers. Hello, Peter. The rat freezes. Completely, utterly, still. Yes, I know who you are. Transform or I crush you. For a moment nothing happens. Then the rat's body begins to shift, growing, expanding, fur becoming hands. A flash of light. A pudgy man crouches on the floor, tattered robes, thinning hair, watery eyes, missing a finger on his right hand. Peter Pettigrew, traitor, murderer, coward. Please, please, I don't know how you... Harry doesn't let him finish. Stupefy. The spell bursts from his palm. Wandless. Fueled by rage and adrenaline, red light slams into Pettigrew's chest. He collapses. Unconscious, Harry stands over him. Breathing hard, in his first life he wanted to kill this man. Wanted revenge. Wanted blood. Sirius and Remus stopped him. Said he wasn't a murderer. Said Peter deserved trial. They were right. But it was hard. So hard. In this life he knows Peter will face justice. Will confess under veritaserum. Will receive the Dementor's kiss. Will die screaming. That's enough. He levitates the unconscious body, exits Gryffindor Tower. Destination, McGonagall's office. McGonagall's office, 3 a.m. The knock is polite, persistent. McGonagall opens her door, tartan dressing gown, hair in a nightcap, wand raised. Who dares? She sees Harry, 11 years old, standing in her doorway, levitating a man's unconscious body. Potter? What in Merlin's name? Professor, I need you to summon Madame Bones immediately. McGonagall stares at the floating body. Her wand hasn't lowered. Is that a student? Did you attack? No, Professor. This is Peter Pettigrew, the man who betrayed my parents. The color drains from McGonagall's face. Pettigrew is dead. He died 12 years ago. Sirius Black killed him. No. Sirius Black was framed. Peter faked his death. He's been hiding as Ron Weasley's pet rat for 12 years. That's impossible. How would you even... Please, Professor, summon Madame Bones. Use veritaserum. He'll confess everything. McGonagall stares at the unconscious man, at the missing finger, at the resemblance to old photographs. She remembers Peter, remembers him as a student, weak, cowardly, always hiding behind James and Sirius. Could it be true? She sends her Patronus, a silver cat, racing through the walls, carrying her message to the head of magical law enforcement. October 15th, 1991. Wizengamot courtroom, 10 a.m. The courtroom is packed. Every seat filled. Witches and wizards in plum-colored robes. Members of the Wizengamot. At the center, Cornelius Fudge, Minister for Magic, weak, ineffectual, terrified of anything that threatens his comfort. In the defendant's chair, Peter Pettigrew, bound in chains, pale, sweating. On the witness stand, Amelia Bones, head of magical law enforcement, stern, fair, incorruptible. She holds a vial, clear liquid veritaserum, truth serum, certified by the Department of Mysteries, impossible to resist, impossible to fool. Peter Pettigrew, you are charged with the murder of James and Lily Potter, with the betrayal of their location to Lord Voldemort, with the murder of 12 Muggles, and with the framing of Sirius Black. How do you plead? Peter's mouth opens, closes, opens again. He wants to lie, desperately, but the veritaserum won't let him. Guilty. The word is a whisper, but in the silent courtroom it echoes. The crowd erupts. Shouting, questions, accusations. Fudge bangs his gavel. Order! Order! Silence falls, slowly, reluctantly. Explain. Now, Peter's voice is flat, dead. The veritaserum strips emotion, leaves only truth. I was secret keeper for the Potters. James trusted me. I betrayed him. Told the Dark Lord where they were hiding. He killed them. I killed 12 Muggles to fake my death. Cut off my finger. Framed Sirius Black. Hid as a rat for 12 years. Why? I was afraid. The Dark Lord was winning. I wanted to be on the winning side. Wanted power. Protection, I chose wrong. Did Sirius Black commit any crime? No. He was innocent. I framed him. The courtroom explodes again. Sirius Black. Innocent. 12 years in Azkaban. 12 years of hell. For a crime he didn't commit. Fudge looks ill. The Ministry imprisoned an innocent man. Without trial. For 12 years, the scandal will be enormous. Madame Bones speaks. I move for immediate exoneration of Sirius Black, full pardon, restoration of all rights and titles, and compensation for wrongful imprisonment. Seconded. The vote is unanimous. In the gallery, Harry watches. Sitting in the Peverell family seat, Lord Potter Peverell, youngest member of the Wizengamot in 300 years. He doesn't smile, doesn't celebrate, just nods once. Step 1 complete. Peter Pettigrew receives the Dementor's kiss, administered that afternoon, his soul sucked out, left a living corpse. Worse than death, exactly what he deserves. Sirius Black is released from Azkaban, brought to St. Mungo's Hospital, treated for malnutrition and exposure, given dreamless sleep draught, counseling from mind healers. A chance to recover. Harry visits 3 days later. St. Mungo's Hospital, October 20th, 1991. Sirius Black sits in a hospital bed, thin, too thin, bones visible under gray skin, long matted hair, hollow eyes, but alive, free, pardoned. He looks up when Harry enters. His eyes fill with tears. Harry? Hello, Sirius. The man breaks down, sobbing, shaking. 12 years of pain pouring out. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I should have been there. Should have protected them. Should have stopped Peter. Should have... Harry sits on the bed, puts a hand on Sirius's shoulder. You're here now. That's what matters. But James and Lily, they're gone because of me. They're gone because of Voldemort and Peter. Not you. Sirius looks at him. Really looks. You sound so much older than 11. I've had to grow up fast. Sirius laughs. Bitter. Broken. Join the club. When you're recovered, I have a house. Peverell Townhouse in London. You're welcome to stay. You have a house. You're 11. I'm also a lord. Long story. Sirius studies him. Confusion. Wonder. Gratitude. You saved me. You caught Peter. You cleared my name. Why? Because you're my godfather? Because you loved my parents? Because you deserved better than 12 years in hell? Sirius reaches out, pulls Harry into a hug. Careful, gentle. Like Harry might break. Thank you so much. Harry hugs back. In his first life, Sirius died. Fell through the veil. Gone. In this life, Sirius lives. Free, safe. One person saved. 49 more to go. October 31st, 1991. Halloween feast. 6:30 p.m. The Great Hall is decorated. Floating jack-o'-lanterns. Live bats. Tables laden with food. Students laughing. Harry sits at the Ravenclaw table. Hermione beside him. They've spent 2 months preparing, studying occlumency, practicing defensive spells in secret, building trust. Hermione knows something is coming, Harry warned her. Told her to stay alert. Stay ready. Quirrell will make his move tonight. Right on schedule. The doors burst open. Professor Quirrell runs in, turban askew, face white with terror. Troll in the dungeons. He reaches the staff table, gasps. Thought you ought to know. Collapses. Faints. The hall erupts, students screaming, jumping up. Panic. Dumbledore rises. Wand raised. Purple sparks explode from the tip. Bang. Silence. Instant. Total. Prefect's leger houses back to the dormitories immediately. Students begin filing out. Organized chaos. Harry grabs Hermione's arm. Come with me, now. Where are we? 3rd floor corridor. Trust me. They slip away from the Ravenclaw group, moving against the flow, down corridors, up staircases, to the forbidden 3rd floor. 3rd floor corridor, 6:47 p.m. They arrive outside the locked door. The one students are forbidden to enter, on pain of death. Dumbledore's warning at the start of term. Harry pulls out his wand. Alohomora. The lock clicks. The door swings open. Inside, Fluffy, Cerberus, 3-headed dog, massive, sleeping. A harp plays itself in the corner, magic music. Keeping the beast asleep, beneath Fluffy, a trapdoor, and trying to bypass the protections. Professor Quirrell, his back to them, turban off, revealing a second face. On the back of his head, flat, snake-like, red eyes, Voldemort. Harry's scar burns, sharp, painful. The Horcrux in his head recognizing its creator. He ignores it, focuses. Hello, Professor. Quirrell spins around, both faces visible now. Quirrell's terrified. Voldemort's furious. Potter, what are you doing here? I know what you're doing. I know who you're doing it for. Quirrell's stutter vanishes. His voice becomes cold, hard. Voldemort's voice. Clever boy, but you're too late. I will have the stone, I will return, and you will die. No, you won't. Harry raises his wand. Hermione does the same. Quirrell laughs. You're children, what can you possibly... Expelliarmus, Harry's spell hits first. Quirrell's wand flies from his hand. Incarcerus, Hermione's spell follows. Ropes spring from nowhere, wrap around Quirrell's legs. He stumbles, falls. Voldemort's face screams. Kill them! Quirrell reaches for Harry, hands outstretched. Desperate, if he can touch the boy. Use the killing touch. End this. Harry doesn't run. Steps forward. Grabs Quirrell's face. Both hands, skin-to-skin contact. Quirrell screams. His face blisters. Burns. Turns black. The blood protection. Lily's sacrifice. Running in Harry's veins. Poison to Voldemort. Agony. Quirrell collapses, twitching, dying. Voldemort's spirit tears free. A shadow, screaming, fleeing through the walls. Gone. Quirrell's body goes still. Dead. Hermione stares. White-faced, shaking. You killed him. He was already dead. Voldemort was keeping him alive. I just ended it. Footsteps thundering. Dumbledore appears. McGonagall, Snape, all 3 wands drawn. They stop. Stare at Quirrell's body, at the 2 first years standing over it. Harry, what have you done? Harry's voice is calm, cold. He was possessed by Voldemort. He tried to steal the stone. I stopped him. Dumbledore's eyes flash. You should have come to me. Should have let me handle. There wasn't time. He was here. Now. If I'd waited, he would have succeeded. Dumbledore looks at Quirrell, at the blistered face, at the evidence. He turns to Harry. Studies him. This boy is not what he expected, not what he planned. Too independent, too capable, too dangerous to Dumbledore's carefully laid plans. We will discuss this in my office, both of you. Harry doesn't argue, doesn't resist, just nods. They follow Dumbledore, through the castle, to the headmaster's office. Headmaster's office, 7:15 p.m. The office is circular, filled with silver instruments, spinning, puffing smoke. Making soft whirring sounds, portraits of previous headmasters line the walls. Sleeping or pretending to sleep, listening, always listening. Dumbledore's phoenix fox sits on his perch, scarlet and gold plumage gleaming. Watching with intelligent black eyes, Dumbledore sits behind his desk. McGonagall stands to his right, stern, worried. Snape leans against a bookshelf, arms crossed, expression unreadable. Harry and Hermione stand before the desk, two first years facing the most powerful wizard in Britain. Dumbledore's fingers steeple, his blue eyes pierce. Harry, Hermione, what you did tonight was extraordinarily dangerous. Facing a possessed professor, a fragment of Voldemort himself, you could have been killed. But we weren't. That is not the point, isn't it? The point should be that Voldemort was stopped. The stone is safe. No one was hurt except the man who deserved it. Dumbledore's eyes hardened fractionally. You are 11 and 12 years old. You should not be confronting Dark Lords. Someone had to. Quirrell was there tonight, if we'd waited. If we'd tried to find you first, he would have succeeded. I had protections in place, which he was bypassing. I saw him. He was working on the final barrier when we arrived. Dumbledore goes silent. Processing. The boy is right. The protections held. But barely. Another few minutes and Quirrell would have reached the mirror, would have obtained the stone. These children saved it, saved everything. But that's not what troubles Dumbledore. What troubles him is how. How did an 11-year-old know to come here? Know Quirrell was the threat? Know the exact moment to intervene? It's as if the boy knew the future. Impossible, but unsettling. Harry, how did you know Professor Quirrell was possessed? Harry's face is carefully neutral, his occlumency shields locked tight. I observed him, watched his behavior. He avoided me all year, flinched when I came near. His classroom smelled of garlic constantly. He claimed it warded off vampires, but I suspected he was hiding something else. That is circumstantial at best. And my scar. It hurt whenever he was near. That was the real tell. The scar Voldemort gave me reacts to his presence. When Quirrell entered a room, my scar burned. So I investigated. Followed him tonight. Discovered his plan. Dumbledore leans back. That is remarkably astute observation for a first year. I've had reason to be cautious, Headmaster. People have tried to kill me before. I learned young to watch, to notice, to prepare. McGonagall speaks, her voice softer but still concerned. Mr. Potter, Miss Granger, regardless of the outcome, you put yourselves in terrible danger. As your professors, we must insist you come to us in the future if you suspect dark magic. Harry nods, polite, deferential, lying. Of course, Professor, in the future we'll report our suspicions to the staff. Dumbledore doesn't believe him, can see the lie, the smooth delivery, the perfect compliance. Too perfect. This boy is hiding something, multiple somethings, but Dumbledore can't prove it, can't push without revealing his own secrets, his own manipulations. Very well, you may return to your dormitories. But know this, Hogwarts is protected. You do not need to fight battles alone. That is what we are here for. Harry meets his eyes, steady, unflinching. With respect, Headmaster, in my experience, adults don't always protect children the way they should. Sometimes we have to protect ourselves. The words land sharp, pointed. A blade wrapped in silk. Dumbledore's expression flickers. Does the boy know? Know about the Dursleys? Know Dumbledore left him there deliberately? Impossible. The boy is 11, couldn't possibly understand the depths of the plan, but that look in his eyes, ancient, knowing, disturbing. You are dismissed. Harry and Hermione leave. The door closes. Dumbledore sits in silence. McGonagall speaks first. Albus, that boy is remarkable, brave beyond measure, but also troubling. He acts like a soldier, not a child. I know, Minerva, I know. Snape's voice is cold. The boy has secrets. Layers of them. I attempted legilimency during our first potions class. His mind is fortified, structured like an adult's mental defenses, not a child's. Dumbledore's fingers tap on his desk, thinking, planning, recalculating. Harry Potter was supposed to follow a specific path, supposed to be guided, shaped, controlled. But this Harry is different, independent, dangerous, uncontrollable. The prophecy must still be fulfilled. Harry must still face Voldemort, must still be willing to die. But now Dumbledore isn't certain he can ensure that outcome. Keep watch on him, both of you. Report anything unusual. They nod. Leave. Dumbledore sits alone, surrounded by his instruments, his portraits, his secrets. And for the first time in decades, he feels uncertain. The boy who lived is becoming something unexpected, something beyond Dumbledore's control. And that terrifies him. Summer between first and second year. Harry has spent it with Sirius, training, learning, preparing. Sirius has recovered, gained weight. Color, humanity, they live together at Peveril Townhouse. Godfather and godson. Family, real family. Today they're shopping for school supplies. The bookshop is crowded. Gilderoy Lockhart signing autographs. Vain, preening, useless. Harry ignores him, focuses on the crowd. Looking for red hair, Weasley red. There, Ginny Weasley, 11 years old. Starting Hogwarts this year. Excited. Nervous. Holding a cauldron full of school books. And somewhere, in that cauldron, planted by Lucius Malfoy, Tom Riddle's diary. Harry moves through the crowd. Casual, accidental, bumps into Ginny. Oh, sorry, her cauldron spills. Books everywhere. Harry kneels, helps gather them. Scanning, looking. Innocuous, but Harry's scar burns when he touches it. The Horcrux recognizing him, he palms it, smooth, quick, practiced. Ginny doesn't notice. Here you go. He hands back her books. All except the diary. Thank you. She hurries off. Rejoining her family, Harry slips the diary into his pocket. Horcrux number 1. Secured. September 1992. Hogwarts, first day back. Harry is 12 now. Taller, stronger. A year of training with Sirius showing results. He's learned dueling, strategy, advanced defensive magic. He's ready for what comes next. Hermione meets him on the train. They hug. Friends reunited after summer apart. She's taller too. Hair slightly less bushy, more controlled. Confidence growing. Did you get it? The diary? Yes. Secured in my vault at Gringotts. And the Basilisk? Tonight. Her eyes widen. Tonight? Already. Why wait? The sooner I control it, the sooner I can extract the fangs. Destroy the Horcruxes. What about Colin and Mrs. Norris? In his first life, the Basilisk petrified them, attacked them, nearly killed them. In this life, that won't happen. Because Harry will control the Basilisk. Before it can hurt anyone, they won't be attacked. I promise. She nods. Trusting him, after a year of partnership, of proven reliability, she trusts him completely. Be careful, always. September 1992, night. Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. Harry waits until curfew, then longer, until the castle is silent. Sleeping, he moves through the corridors, invisible, the cloak making him a ghost. Reaches the second-floor bathroom, Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. The ghost isn't there. Good. He approaches the sink, the one with the serpent scratched into the tap. Speaks parcel tongue. Open, the sink slides aside, revealing the pipe. Dark, descending. Into the depths, Harry slides down. The descent takes minutes, twisting, turning, finally depositing him in a tunnel. Stone walls, damp, the smell of snakes. He walks, following the passage. To the vault door, massive, carved with serpents. He speaks again, parcel tongue, the language of Slytherin. Speak to me, Slytherin, greatest of the Hogwarts Four. The serpents move, sliding apart. The door opens. Chamber of Secrets, 11:47 p.m. The chamber is vast, stone pillars reaching toward shadow. Carved serpent statues lining the walls, green glow from somewhere, eerie, ancient, powerful. At the far end, the statue of Salazar Slytherin, massive. Judging, Harry walks forward, his footsteps echo. He reaches the center of the chamber, speaks, loud, clear. I am Harry Potter, heir of Gryffindor, friend of Slytherin. I command the guardian of this chamber. Come forth. Silence. Then, a sound. Scales on stone. From the mouth of Slytherin's statue, the basilisk emerges, 60 feet of serpent, brilliant green, thick as a tree trunk. Eyes closed, instinct. Parselmouths means safety. Keep eyes shut. Don't kill the speaker. The basilisk's voice is a hiss. Parseltongue. Who dares enter the chamber of Salazar Slytherin? Harry responds in the same language. I am Harry Potter. I carry the blood of Gryffindor. I speak your tongue. I claim dominion over this chamber and you. The basilisk's head lowers. Closer, scenting, testing. You smell of magic, ancient magic, but you are young. I am young in body, not in spirit. I am the master of death. I have died and returned. I command you. Stop. The basilisk freezes. It can feel something, power, authority, the weight of death itself. This is no ordinary wizard. The great serpent bows its head. Submission. What would you have of me, master? You will not harm students. You will not attack anyone unless I command it. You will obey me and only me. Not the shade of Tom Riddle. Not anyone else. Me. Understood? Understood, master. Good. Now, I need 6 of your fangs. Shed them for me. The basilisk complies. Opens its mouth. 6 massive fangs loosen. Fall. Clatter to the stone floor. Each one the size of Harry's forearm, hollow, filled with venom. Deadly. Perfect for destroying Horcruxes. Harry levitates them. Places them carefully in a magically sealed case. Brought specifically for this purpose. Thank you. Now sleep. Return to the pipes. Harm no one. Wait for my command. Yes, master. The basilisk slides away. Back into the statue. Gone. Harry stands alone in the chamber. Mission complete. The basilisk is his. The fangs secured. Now he can destroy the remaining Horcruxes. December 1992. Peveril Townhouse. Christmas break. Harry returns home. To Sirius. To Remus. Remus Lupin has joined them, living in one of the spare rooms. Finally having a home. A family. After years of poverty and loneliness, the 3 of them sit by the fire. Christmas tree in the corner. Presents wrapped beneath it. Harry produces the case. Opens it. 6 basilisk fangs. Sirius stares. You actually did it. You controlled a 1,000-year-old basilisk. It wasn't difficult. Parseltongue gives me authority. And I have the presence of death. It recognized that. Remus shakes his head. Sometimes I forget you're 12. I'm not. Not really. The statement hangs. Heavy, they don't understand what he means. Can't understand he hasn't told them about the regression. About the future. About dying and returning. Too dangerous. Too complicated, but they know he's different. Know he's seen things. Knows things. They don't push. Just accept. Harry pulls out the diary. Retrieved from Gringotts. Tom Riddle's diary. First Horcrux. He lays it on the table. Selects a fang. Raises it. Sirius and Remus watch. Silent. Witnessing. Harry stabs down. The fang pierces the diary. Through the cover, through the pages, through the dark magic binding soul to object. Black ink erupts. Not ink. Blood. Soul stuff. The essence of Tom Riddle. It sprays upward like a geyser, screaming. A voice from nowhere, from everywhere. Tom Riddle's fragment, the 16-year-old preserved in the diary. The first Horcrux Voldemort ever made. The anchor that kept him alive in Albania. Dying now, thrashing, fighting. The ink forms shapes, twisted faces, screaming mouths, grasping hands. All Tom Riddle's victims, all the deaths in the chamber, all the darkness he poured into this object. Released, purged, destroyed. Sirius and Remus flinch back, wands raised, ready to defend. But Harry stands firm, holds the fang in place, pressing deeper, ensuring complete destruction. The screaming reaches a crescendo, then cuts off. Sudden, final, the ink fades, evaporates, like smoke and wind. The diary lies still, a hole clean through it, edges blackened, burned. Dead. One Horcrux destroyed, one piece of Voldemort's soul obliterated. Harry pulls the fang free, sets it down carefully. His hands are shaking, just slightly, the adrenaline wearing off. In his first life, he didn't destroy this Horcrux until he was 12. In the chamber. With Fawkes's help, in this life he's ahead of schedule, ahead of Voldemort's plans. 1 year early, 1 Horcrux down, 5 more to go, plus the 1 in his scar. 6 total remaining. The war is accelerating, and Harry is winning. Sirius breaks the silence. his voice hoarse. That was, I've never seen anything like that. Dark magic, the darkest, splitting a soul, anchoring it to an object. It's an abomination. How many of these did Voldemort make? 7 total. I've destroyed 1. The locket will be next. Then the others. Remus speaks quietly. You're 12 years old, Harry. You shouldn't have to fight this war. Harry looks at him, eyes old beyond his years. Someone has to, and I'm the only one who knows where they're hidden. Sirius has reclaimed his family home. Number 12 Grimmauld Place. Hidden. Unplottable, ancient, the noble and most ancient house of Black. He is Lord Black now. Last of his line, the house is dark, dusty, filled with cursed objects and dark artifacts. But it's his, and he's cleaning it, purging it, making it safe. Creature the house elf is not cooperating, muttering, complaining, insulting Sirius under his breath. Blood traitor, disgrace to the Black family, shame of his mother's blood. Sirius ignores him. Mostly, Harry arrives for Christmas, bringing Hermione. She's never seen a place like this. Magical ancestral home. Centuries of history, portraits on the walls, screaming, insulting, calling Sirius traitor, calling Hermione mudblood. Sirius covers them, heavy curtains. Silencing the abuse, they gather in the kitchen, cleanest room, safest room. Sirius cooks, attempting, failing, burning toast. Undercooking eggs. 12 years in Azkaban didn't include cooking lessons. Hermione helps. Patient teaching. Harry watches them. Family, chosen family, built from survivors, from people who lost everything, and found each other. After dinner, Harry speaks. Sirius, I need to ask you something. About Regulus. Sirius goes still. His brother, dead 20 years. Died serving Voldemort, or so everyone thought. What about him? Did he ever mention a locket? A Slytherin locket? Sirius frowns. How do you know about that? I know a lot of things. Did he mention it? He had one. Family heirloom. Why? It's a Horcrux, a piece of Voldemort's soul. Regulus stole it, tried to destroy it, ordered Creature to finish the task. But Creature couldn't, so he hid it. Hermione's eyes widen. She's read about Horcruxes, knows what they are, knows how dark, how evil. You're saying my brother tried to stop Voldemort? Tried to destroy a Horcrux? Yes. He was braver than anyone knew. He died a hero. Sirius's eyes fill with tears. I thought he was a Death Eater. Thought he chose Voldemort. I hated him for it. He chose family, chose to protect you. He just didn't survive long enough to tell you. Sirius stands, walks to the door, shouts, Krhar. The house elf appears. Wizened, ancient, ears like bat wings. Yes, master, the title is spat. Venomous. Creature hates Sirius. Creature. Did Regulus give you a locket, Slytherin's locket? Did he order you to destroy it? Creature goes very still, then bursts into tears, wailing. Master Regulus, poor Master Regulus, he told Creature to destroy the locket, but Creature couldn't. Creature tried. Creature failed. Creature is a bad elf. The elf is sobbing, genuinely grieving, for a master who died 2 decades ago. Harry kneels. Eye level with Creature, gentle, respectful. Creature, Regulus was a hero. He tried to destroy Voldemort's Horcrux, tried to save the wizarding world. You didn't fail him. You kept the locket safe, waited for someone who could finish the task. That's what he would have wanted. Creature stares. No one has spoken to him like this, with kindness, with respect. Master Regulus was brave, the bravest. He stood up to the Dark Lord, died trying to stop him. We want to finish what he started. Will you help us honor his memory? Creature's tears slow. He looks at Sirius, at Harry, at Hermione, then nods. Slowly, reverently, Creature will help. For Master Regulus. He disappears, returns minutes later, carrying a locket, heavy gold, serpent S inlaid in emeralds. Slytherin's locket, Salazar Slytherin's. Horcrux. He hands it to Harry. Harry's scar burns. Recognition, another piece of Voldemort's soul. He sets it on the table, produces a basilisk fang from his bag, raises it. Sirius and Hermione watch. Creature watches, witnesses to history. Harry stabs. The fang pierces the locket, screams erupt. Smoke pours out. Shadowy figures. Voldemort's fragment, fighting, dying. Then silence. The locket splits. Destroyed. Creature gasps. It is done. Master Regulus's task is complete. Yes, Creature, your master's mission is finished. He can rest now. And so can you. Creature bows. Low, respectful. Thank you, Master Harry. Creature will serve the House of Black faithfully. He disappears, for the first time in decades. At peace, Sirius looks at Harry. You just earned a house elf's loyalty. Do you know how rare that is? I know. I also know Creature deserved better than hatred. He was loyal to Regulus, that's admirable, Hermione adds. 2 Horcruxes destroyed. How many remain? 3. The cup in Gringotts, the diadem at Hogwarts, and the ring which I retrieved last summer. You have the ring? Stored safely, warded. I'll destroy it when we return to school. What about the one in your scar? Harry touches his forehead. The lightning bolt. The cursed scar. The Horcrux. That one stays. For now. Until Voldemort returns. Until I can trigger the blood protection again. Until I can destroy it without dying. That's dangerous. I know. But it's necessary. The fire crackles. Christmas lights twinkle on the tree. Outside snow falls. Covering London. Peaceful. Beautiful. Inside 3 people plan a war. Against a Dark Lord who doesn't know he's already losing. Doesn't know his Horcruxes are being destroyed. Doesn't know the Master of Death walks free. Planning. Preparing. Winning. 1 Horcrux at a time. Harry is 13 now. 3 years into his second life. 3 years of preparation. 3 years of war. He sits at the dining table with Sirius, Remus, and Hermione. Maps spread before them. Diagrams of Gringotts. Floor plans. Security schematics. The Lestrange vault is deep. Maximum security, protected by the thief's downfall. Gemino and Flagrante curses. A dragon and goblin magic that has kept thieves out for centuries. But they're not thieves. They're reclaiming stolen property. And they have an advantage no other would-be robbers possess. Sirius Black, Lord of the noble and most ancient House of Black. And Bellatrix Lestrange was born a Black. Hermione traces a finger along the vault map. The thief's downfall will strip any disguises, any enchantments, even polyjuice, which is why we're not using deception, we're using law. Sirius leans back in his chair, still not convinced this will work. Harry's voice is certain. It will work. Bellatrix is your cousin. She's incarcerated in Azkaban without a formal trial. As head of House Black, you have blood right to audit Black family assets held in Lestrange vaults. Remus adds, and if we can prove the cup is stolen Hogwarts property, if we can provide documentation that it belonged to Helga Hufflepuff and was taken by Voldemort from Hepzibah Smith in 1946, then Gringotts has a legal obligation to confiscate it as stolen goods, Harry finishes. The goblins hate wizards stealing from their bank. They'll cooperate if we give them proper cause. Sirius still looks dubious. And what do we offer them in return? Goblins don't do favors. We return the Sword of Gryffindor. After we use it to destroy the cup, goblin-made artifact returned to goblin ownership. They'll see that as restitution for centuries of wizard theft. Where will you get the sword? Harry smiles, faint, knowing. I know where it is. The Sorting Hat, it appears to any Gryffindor in need. I qualified the moment I defeated Quirrell. Hermione closes the folder. So the plan is, Sirius files a formal petition with Gringotts. Claims blood right audit. We enter the vault with goblin escort. Identify the cup. Goblins confiscate it. We destroy it outside the bank. Then return the sword. Exactly. Remus shakes his head. You're 13. You think like a politician. I've had practice. The weight in Harry's voice. The old pain they don't ask. Never ask. But they wonder, who is this boy really? Where did he learn to plan like a general? To manipulate like a Slytherin? To fight like a soldier? They'll never know, but they trust him. That's enough. July 1993, Gringotts Bank. Morning, the marble building gleams in summer sun. Witches and wizards flow in and out, conducting business, unaware of the war being fought in shadows. Harry, Hermione, Sirius, and Remus enter together, dressed formally. Sirius in House Black robes, black and silver, ancient crest on his chest, looking every inch the lord he is. They're escorted to a private office. Griphook waits. The same goblin who handled Harry's emancipation 2 years ago. His black eyes glitter with recognition. Lord Potter Peverell. Lord Black, what matter brings you to Gringotts today? Sirius places documents on the desk. I wish to invoke blood right audit of my cousin Bellatrix Lestrange's vault. She is incarcerated in Azkaban. I have evidence she possesses stolen property, specifically Helga Hufflepuff's cup taken from Hepzibah Smith in 1946. Griphook examines the documents. Birth records proving Bellatrix née Black. Marriage certificate to Rodolphus Lestrange. Historical documentation about the cup's theft. Witness testimony from Hokey the house elf. All perfectly legal, all perfectly legitimate. This is highly unusual, but not without precedent. Ancient bloodline rights supersede marriage rights when the spouse is incarcerated without trial. Griphook's expression is carefully neutral, but his fingers tap the desk, interested. And what do you offer Gringotts in exchange for this cooperation? Harry speaks. Return of the Sword of Gryffindor. Goblin-made artifact. Illegally kept by wizards for centuries. We'll use it to destroy the cup, then return it to goblin ownership. Griphook goes very still. The Sword of Gryffindor has been lost for decades. I know where it is. I can retrieve it. Once this is done, it's yours. The silence stretches. Griphook weighing, calculating. Goblins are not sentimental. They value law. Property rights reciprocity. This deal gives them everything they want. Stolen goblin work returned. Wizard artifacts confiscated. Legal precedent established. Very well. The audit is approved. Follow me. Lestrange Vault, deep underground. The cart ride is terrifying, plunging through darkness, twisting, turning, dropping. Hermione clutches the sides, white-knuckled, trying not to scream. They pass through the thief's downfall, a waterfall of magic, stripping enchantments, revealing truth, but they have nothing to hide, no disguises, no deception. They emerge wet but unchanged. The dragon looms ahead, Ukrainian iron belly, massive, scarred, chained, conditioned to fear the clankers, metal noisemakers the goblins use. Griphook shakes one. The dragon cowers, retreats, allows them to pass. The vault door towers before them. Griphook speaks in gobbledygook, complex, ancient. The locks disengage. The door swings open. Inside, treasure, mountains of gold, silver, artifacts, centuries of black family wealth, mixed with Lestrange holdings. And somewhere in this hoard, the cup, Harry's scar burns, sharp, painful. The Horcrux recognizing him. He follows the pain. A compass pointing to darkness, deeper into the vault, past goblin-made armor, past cursed jewelry, past ancient grimoires. There, on a high shelf, a small golden cup, two handles, a badger engraved on the side. Helga Hufflepuff's cup. Horcrux number 5. That's it. Griphook follows his gaze, raises his wand, levitates the cup carefully. The Gemino curse activates. Copies begin forming, multiplying. But Griphook's magic is stronger. Goblin magic, he negates the curse. Secures the original. This is indeed the cup of Hufflepuff. Stolen property. Gringotts will confiscate it. Thank you. They exit the vault. Ride the cart back up. Emerge into daylight. Outside Gringotts, Harry produces the sword. Retrieved from the sorting hat that morning, just as he said he would. Ruby-hilted. Silver blade, forged by Ragnuk I. Taken by Godric Gryffindor 1,000 years ago. A source of goblin resentment ever since. Griphook sets the cup on the marble steps. Harry raises the sword, brings it down. The blade pierces the gold. The Horcrux screams, louder than the others, angrier. Helga Hufflepuff's gentle spirit twisted by Voldemort's evil. Smoke pours out, black, thick, the smell of burning. Then silence. The cup splits. Destroyed, Harry hands the sword to Griphook, as promised. Goblin maid returned to goblin ownership. Griphook takes it, reverent, almost emotional. You have honored our agreement, Lord Potter Peverell. Gringotts will not forget this. Harry nods. Neither will I. They walk away. 5 Horcruxes destroyed. Diary, locket, cup, and the diadem and ring waiting at Hogwarts. 2 remain, Nagino not yet created. And the one in Harry's scar. The war is almost won. September 1993, Hogwarts, start of year 3. Harry returns to school. Older, stronger, more dangerous. He's trained all summer. Dueling with Sirius, strategy with Remus, research with Hermione. He's ready for anything. In his first life, year 3 brought Dementors, brought Sirius's escape, brought time travel and Buckbeak. In his second life, year 3 is quiet. Sirius is free. Pettigrew is dead. The Dementors have no reason to come. No escaped prisoner to hunt. It's almost peaceful. Almost. But Harry uses the time. He retrieves the diadem from the Room of Requirement, where he stored it year 1, destroys it with a basilisk fang. Another scream, another death. He retrieves the ring from his vault, the cursed gaunt ring. Wearing dragon-hide gloves, using levitation, never touching it directly, destroys it with the sword. Before returning it to Griphook, the curse flares, tries to latch on to him, but the distance and protection hold. Ring destroyed. 6 Horcruxes down, 1 remains besides Harry himself. Nagini, who doesn't exist yet, won't exist until Voldemort returns, until he kills someone, creates the final Horcrux. So Harry waits, prepares, knowing what's coming, year 4, the Triwizard Tournament, the graveyard, the resurrection, the moment when Voldemort returns, and Harry will be ready. Harry is 14. 4th year, the Triwizard Tournament has been announced. Delegations from Beauxbatons and Durmstrang have arrived. The Goblet of Fire burns in the entrance hall. Accepting names. Choosing champions in his first life, Harry's name came out. Against his will, forced to compete. Nearly killed multiple times. In his second life, he knows who put his name in. Barty Crouch Jr. disguised as Mad-Eye Moody, Death Eater, escaped Azkaban, loyal to Voldemort. In his first life, Crouch used Pettigrew. Used him to resurrect Voldemort. In this timeline, Pettigrew is dead, received the Dementor's kiss year 1, so Voldemort needs a different servant. Crouch Jr. is that servant. The plan remains the same. Enter Harry in the tournament. Manipulate the tasks, turn the Triwizard Cup into a portkey, deliver Harry to the graveyard, use his blood in the resurrection ritual. Harry knows all of this, has known for 3 years. And he's going to let it happen, because he needs it to happen, needs Voldemort to use his blood, needs the blood protection transferred, needs the Horcrux in his scar destroyed, needs to survive the killing curse. Again, but this time he'll be prepared. This time he'll have backup. The goblet spits out names. Victor Crumb for Durmstrang, Fleur Delacour for Beauxbatons, Cedric Diggory for Hogwarts. Then, a 4th name, Harry Potter. The hall erupts, shouting. Accusations. Dumbledore's face is grave. Harry walks to the front, calm, unsurprised. In the antechamber, Dumbledore interrogates him. Did you put your name in the goblet, Harry? No, sir. Someone else did. Someone who wants me in the graveyard. What graveyard? Dumbledore's eyes sharpen. How do you know about a graveyard? Harry meets his gaze, steady, unflinching. Because I know what's coming. Voldemort is planning his return. The tournament is a trap. The cup will be a portkey. It will take me to Little Hangleton, to the graveyard where Tom Riddle Sr. is buried. And there Voldemort will try to resurrect himself using my blood. Dumbledore goes very still. How do you know this? Harry doesn't answer. Can't answer. Can't reveal the regression. The future knowledge. I have my sources. Dumbledore's expression hardens. If you know this, we can prevent it. We can. Harry, it has to happen. Voldemort needs to use my blood, needs to take my mother's protection into himself, because that's the only way to destroy the Horcrux in my scar without killing me. Dumbledore's face goes white. You know you're a Horcrux. I've known for 3 years, and I've been destroying the others. The diary, the locket, the cup, the diadem, the ring, all gone. Only Nagini remains, and she doesn't exist yet, won't exist until Voldemort kills to create her. When did you? I told you, Headmaster, I have my sources, and I've been preparing, this entire time. While you've been planning my death, I've been planning to survive it. Dumbledore sinks into a chair, looking old, tired, defeated. You were never supposed to know. The sacrifice only works if it's willing. If you know you're walking to your death, I am willing. But I'm also prepared. I'll let Voldemort take my blood. Let him cast the killing curse. Let him destroy his own Horcrux. And then I'll come back, just like before. Before? Harry doesn't elaborate. I need you to trust me, Headmaster, for once. Just trust me. Dumbledore studies him. This boy. This impossible boy. Who knows things he shouldn't. Plans things no child could. Survives things that should kill him. Very well, Harry, but I will be ready to intervene if needed. You won't need to, I promise. June 1995, third task, the maze. The maze is dark. Twisting, dangerous. Magical obstacles at every turn. Harry navigates it with Cedric. They've formed an alliance, watching each other's backs. Just like in the first timeline, they reach the center together. The Triwizard Cup gleams. Cedric reaches for it. Harry grabs his arm. Don't. It's a portkey. It'll take us to Voldemort. Cedric stares. What? This is a trap, Cedric. Someone turned the cup into a portkey. If we touch it, we'll be transported to a graveyard. Voldemort is waiting there. You're mental. I'm serious. Go back. Get Dumbledore. Tell him what I said. I'm going alone. Harry, go. The command in his voice. The absolute authority. Cedric hesitates, then nods, runs. Harry takes a breath. This is it. The moment he's been preparing for. 3 years of planning, coming down to this. He touches the cup, the hook behind his navel, the pull. The world dissolves. Little Hangleton graveyard, night. Harry lands hard. Wet grass, cold stone. Gravestones everywhere. Tom Riddle Sr.'s grave looms, and waiting beside it, Barty Crouch Jr., still disguised as Moody, magical eye spinning. Wand raised. Welcome, Potter. The Dark Lord has been expecting you. A cauldron bubbles nearby. Potion preparation. Resurrection ritual. Crouch binds Harry to the headstone. Conjured ropes. Tight. Cutting. Harry doesn't struggle. Waits. Watching. A bundle on the ground writhes. Something small. Deformed. Voldemort's rudimentary body. The homunculus created after his spirit fled Quirrell. Weak. Barely alive. Sustained by Nagini's venom and Crouch's potions. But about to be reborn. Crouch lifts the bundle, places it in the cauldron, begins the ritual. Bone of the father unknowingly given you will renew your son. He takes a bone from Tom Riddle Sr.'s grave, drops it in. The potion turns blue. Flesh of the servant willingly given you will revive your master. Crouch raises his wand, points it at his own hand. Diffindo, his hand falls, severed. Blood spurting, he gasps in pain, but drops the hand into the cauldron. The potion turns white. Blood of the enemy forcibly taken, you will resurrect your foe. Crouch approaches Harry. Dagger in his remaining hand, slices Harry's arm. Blood wells. Drips. Collected in a vial. Poured into the cauldron, the potion turns red, then explodes. Steam. Smoke. Fire. A figure rises from the cauldron. Tall. Gaunt. White skin. Red eyes. Slits for nostrils. Lord Voldemort reborn. Fully. Completely. He steps out. Naked. Vulnerable for a moment. Then Crouch levitates robes. Black. Simple. Voldemort dresses. Tests his new body. Flexes his fingers. Rolls his shoulders. Examines his hands. Pale. Long-fingered. Powerful. He smiles. Terrible. Triumphant. The smile of a monster reborn. Robe me. Crouch helps him into proper Death Eater regalia. Black robes. Silver clasps. The mark of the serpent. Then kneels. Sobbing with joy, reverence. Fear, my lord, you have returned. After all these years, you have returned. You have done well, Barty. Very well indeed. Your father's weakness was his undoing. But you remained loyal. Always, my lord. Always. Voldemort's voice is high. Cold. Inhuman, like a snake's hiss given human speech. He turns to Harry, still bound to the headstone, still waiting, still watching, calculating. Harry Potter, the boy who lived, come to die. Harry meets his eyes, red slits. No humanity, no mercy, not today. Voldemort laughs, high, cruel. Such spirit. Your mother had spirit too, begged for your life, begged on her knees, and look where it got her. He presses the dark mark on Crouch's remaining arm, summoning, calling. The Death Eaters apparate in, cracks of displaced air, masked figures appearing, kneeling in a circle. Lucius Malfoy, Avery, Nott, McNair, Rookwood, Dolohov, Jugson, the inner circle, the faithful. Voldemort walks among them, touching heads, acknowledging, judging. 13 years you have waited, some more faithful than others. He stops at Lucius. And what of you, Lucius, so quick to deny me, to claim imperious, to abandon our cause? Lucius trembles. My lord, I never abandoned. Silence! The word cracks like a whip. Lucius cowers. You will prove your loyalty again. All of you will. Starting tonight, Voldemort returns to the center, addresses them all. You see before you Harry Potter, the boy who destroyed my body, who cost me 13 years of exile, 13 years of wandering as a shadow. Who will now die by my hand? He raises his wand. You and Phoenix Feather, brother to Harry's, but first, a demonstration of my power, of his weakness, of what awaits all who oppose Lord Voldemort. He points the wand at Harry. Crucio. The curse hits like lightning. Pain explodes. Every nerve screaming, every muscle seizing. Fire in his veins. Harry's body arches, strains against the ropes. But he doesn't scream, bites his tongue, tastes blood, endures. He's felt this before. Bellatrix in the Department of Mysteries, the Carrows at Hogwarts, Voldemort in the Forbidden Forest. He knows this pain, knows how to survive it, compartmentalize, build walls, retreat to the core. The curse lifts. 30 seconds that felt like hours. Harry sags against the ropes, breathing hard, sweat pouring, but no screams, no begging, no breaking. Voldemort's eyes narrow, surprised, displeased, impressive. Most wizards are weeping by now, begging, promising anything. But not you. Harry lifts his head, meets Voldemort's gaze. Voice hoarse but steady. I've survived worse than you, Tom. The use of his name. His muggle name. Tom Riddle. Voldemort's face twists. Rage. Do not call me that. Another Crucio. Longer this time. 45 seconds. Harry's control slips. A groan escapes. Low. Pained. But still no scream. The curse lifts. Harry's vision swims. Dark spots, pain echoes. But he's conscious, aware, alive. Voldemort studies him. Curious now, you interest me, Harry Potter. Most would be broken, yet you endure. Why? Because I have something to live for, people to protect, a future to fight for. You wouldn't understand. No, I would not. I have moved beyond such weakness, beyond love, beyond death itself. And that's why you'll lose. The silence stretches, Death Eaters watching, waiting. Voldemort smiles. Cold, sharp, we shall see. Untie him, Barty. We duel like gentlemen. I want him to have his wand, his chance, his hope, before I crush it. Crouch staggers forward, one-handed, bleeding, cuts the ropes. Harry drops, catches himself on the headstone, stands slowly, legs shaking, body aching, but standing. His wand is tossed at his feet. He bends, picks it up. Holly and Phoenix Feather, 11 inches. Nice and supple. The wand that chose him. The wand that saved him countless times. Ready. Voldemort gestures to the clear space. Come, stand here. Face me properly. Harry walks forward. Every step measured, controlled. Takes his position 10 paces from Voldemort. The Death Eaters form a circle. Arena. Witnesses. Entertainment. Voldemort inclines his head slightly. We bow to each other, Harry, as tradition demands. Tradition says we bow. Harry bows. Shallow, perfunctory, mocking. Voldemort bows in return. Deeper, more formal. Playing the role. The gentlemanly duel, as if this isn't an execution. Then he straightens, raises his wand. Now, we duel, and you die. Avada Kedavra. Green light. Harry doesn't dodge, doesn't try to shield, just raises his own wand. Expelliarmus, the spells meet. The priori incantatum begins. Golden cage, phoenix song. The wands locked, neither giving ground. Echoes emerge from Voldemort's wand. The reverse spell effect. Cedric Diggory. No wait. Cedric is alive. Ran for help. Frank Bryce then. The Muggle caretaker. Bertha Jorkins. Ministry employee. James Potter. Lily Potter. Their shades form. Protecting Harry. Whispering. Hold on. Hold the connection. When we release Run to the port key. We'll hold him. Harry holds. Gritting his teeth. Sweat pouring, then releases. The echoes swarm Voldemort, distracting. Confusing, Harry runs, dodges curses, grabs the cup. The portkey activates. He's pulled away, lands in the maze, outside the entrance. Crowd screaming. Dumbledore running forward. Harry, what happened? He's back. Voldemort is back. The courtroom is packed. Every seat filled. Harry sits in the Peverell seat. Lord Potter Peverell, youngest Wizengamot member ever, giving testimony under Veritaserum. So there can be no doubt, no denial. Voldemort has returned. I witnessed his resurrection. He used my blood in the ritual. Barty Crouch Jr. was the servant. He's in custody now. Under Veritaserum, he's confessed everything. Fudge sits at the center. Minister for Magic. Sweating. Pale. This is impossible. The Dark Lord is dead, has been for 14 years. I saw him, dueled him. My wand connected with his. Priori incantatem. The echoes of his victims emerged. My parents, Frank Bryce, Bertha Jorkins, all witnesses to his return. But you're just a boy. You could be mistaken. Could be. I'm under Veritaserum, Minister. I cannot lie. And I'm not the only witness. Barty Crouch Jr. has confessed. Named the Death Eaters present. Lucius Malfoy, Avery, Nott, McNair. All there. All serving Voldemort. Malfoy jumps up. This is slander. I demand. Sit down, Malfoy. Amelia Bones, head of magical law enforcement. Stern. Unyielding. We have Crouch's testimony. We have Potter's testimony, both under Veritaserum. We have evidence. The dark mark is growing stronger on captured Death Eater's arms. Something is activating it. Someone. She turns to the Wizengamot. I move for immediate mobilization. Triple the Auror force. Reinstate combat training. Prepare for war. Seconded. Multiple voices. Agreement. Fear. Fudge tries to maintain control. Now let's not be hasty. We don't want to cause panic. Harry stands. His voice cuts through. Minister, with respect, Voldemort has returned. He has Death Eaters, he has power, and he will not wait for us to be ready. We mobilize now, or we die later. The vote is called. Overwhelming majority. Mobilization approved. Auror expansion approved. Then another motion. From Bones. I move for a vote of no confidence in Minister Fudge. His refusal to acknowledge the threat. His incompetence in the face of danger. His corruption regarding the imprisonment of Sirius Black without trial. All warrant removal from office. The courtroom explodes. Shouting, arguments, but the vote is called. The majority agree. Fudge is removed, effective immediately. The election for new minister is held. 1 week later, Amelia Bones wins. Competent, fair, strong. Everything the ministry needs. She's sworn in. First act, raid Malfoy Manor. August 1995, Malfoy Manor. Horrors surround the estate. Wands drawn. Shields raised. Bones leads them. They breach the wards. Storm the manor. Lucius Malfoy tries to run. Tries to disappear it. But anti-apparition jinxes hold. He's caught. Bound. The manor is searched. Dark artifacts everywhere. Cursed objects. Illegal potions. Documents. Ledgers. Evidence of bribery, corruption, ties to Voldemort. Lucius is arrested. Charged with possession of dark artifacts, bribery of ministry officials, conspiracy to support a Dark Lord, attempted murder via cursed diary. That last one surprises him. The diary. How did they? He's been building a case against you for 3 years, Malfoy. The trial is swift. Evidence overwhelming. Veritaserum testimony damning. Lucius Malfoy is sentenced. 20 years in Azkaban, his fortune seized, his titles stripped, his family disgraced. Draco is left alone. 16. Orphaned. Narcissa fled to France, hiding. Ashamed. Harry visits Draco, against everyone's advice, finds him in the ruins of the manor. Packing. Preparing to leave Hogwarts. To hide. Draco. Draco spins around. Wand raised, then lowered. What do you want, Potter? Come to gloat? No. Come to offer you a choice. What choice? My father is in Azkaban. My family is destroyed. I have nothing. You have yourself. You have a future, if you choose it. What are you talking about? Harry sits, uninvited. But calm. You're not your father, Draco. You're not defined by his choices, his crimes. You can be better, be different. Why would you care? Because I know what it's like to be defined by other people's expectations, to be forced into a role you didn't choose, and I know it doesn't have to be that way. Draco sits, slowly, warily. What do you want from me? Information. Your father's contacts, Voldemort's plans, everything you know. In exchange for what? A clean slate, a chance. Hogwarts will let you return. Conditional probation, you help us. You prove you're not a Death Eater, and you get your life back. Draco is silent. Long moment, thinking, calculating, then nods. All right, Potter, you have a deal. They shake hands, former enemies, now reluctant allies. Because Harry learned long ago, in war you need every advantage, every resource, every person willing to fight, even Malfoy's. September 1995, Hogwarts, start of Year 5. Dolores Umbridge tries to take over, tries to implement ministry control, educational decrees, restrictions, propaganda. But Bones is minister now, not Fudge, and Bones shuts her down, fires her, effective immediately. You're relieved of duty, Undersecretary Umbridge. Your methods are unacceptable. Your politics are dangerous, and your presence here is no longer required. Umbridge sputters, protests, but Aurors escort her out. Forcibly, she never becomes High Inquisitor, never tortures students. Harry watches her go. One more change, one more victory, one more person saved from suffering. The tally grows. Sirius, alive and free. Cedric, alive and well. Fred, Remus, Tonks, still living. Students not tortured. Ministry not corrupted. War being won, year by year, step by step. And Voldemort doesn't even know he's losing yet. Voldemort tries the same trick, the same trap, the vision of Sirius being tortured, the lure to the Department of Mysteries. But Harry knows it's fake, knows it's bait, tells Dumbledore immediately. Voldemort is setting a trap. He wants me at the Department of Mysteries, wants me to retrieve the prophecy. How do you know this? I've seen this trap before. Impossible. How could you? It doesn't matter how. What matters is we spring it, but on our terms, with backup, with preparation. Dumbledore agrees. They plan. Assemble forces. Order of the Phoenix. Aurors. Teachers. When Voldemort's Death Eaters arrive at the department, they walk into an ambush. Outnumbered. Outmatched. Voldemort himself appears. Tries to kill Harry. Tries to claim the prophecy, but Dumbledore duels him, equal to equal. Fire and water, light and dark. The battle rages, but the Death Eaters fall, one by one. Captured, defeated. Voldemort realizes he's losing, tries to possess Harry, forcing his way into Harry's mind, into the scar, but Harry's occlumency holds, and more. Harry turns the connection against him, uses the love, the protection, the memories of family and friends, Sirius laughing, Remus teaching, Hermione solving problems, all the people he's saved, all the joy he's created, all the light. It burns Voldemort, forces him out. Screaming, he flees. Again, defeated, but not destroyed. Not yet. December 1996, the final battle, Hogwarts scream, alarms blaring throughout the castle, attack, invasion, war. Voldemort is coming, with everything he has left, every Death Eater not captured, every dark creature he can command. Giants crashing through the Forbidden Forest, Acromantulas swarming from Aragog's colony, Dementors gliding over the grounds, an army of darkness descending on Hogwarts. But Hogwarts is ready. Harry made sure of that. Students evacuated days ago, sent home, protected. Only 7th years remain, those of age, those who chose to fight. Defenders assemble in the Great Hall, Aurors from the Ministry, Amelia Bones leading them, grizzled, professional, deadly. Order of the Phoenix members, Sirius and Remus at the front, Tonks beside them, Mad-Eye Moody, the real one, released from Crouch's trunk last year, scarred, paranoid, brilliant, Kingsley Shacklebolt, Bill Weasley, Charlie Weasley bringing dragon handlers, professors, McGonagall transfiguring the castle's defenses, stone soldiers, animated armor, Flitwick enchanting shields, protective barriers, warning charms, Sprout mobilizing the greenhouses, Devil's Snare, Venomous Tentacula, every aggressive plant she has. Snape standing apart, always apart. But on their side, finally, truly, no more double agent, no more secrets. Just a man who chose the right side. Late, but chose it. And students, those who stayed. Neville Longbottom, Gryffindor sword in hand, leading his housemates, grown into his courage. Luna Lovegood, Ravenclaw, seeming to drift, but watching everything, missing nothing. Hermione Granger, general, strategist, Harry's right hand, directing, coordinating, making sure everyone knows the plan. Even Draco Malfoy, redeemed, fighting for Hogwarts, for redemption. For the future, Harry stands at the center. Lord Potter Peverell, the boy who lived, the master of death, 15 years old but ancient. Addressing them all, Voldemort is coming, with everything he has. Giants, acromantulas, Dementors, Death Eaters. He wants to destroy Hogwarts, to end hope. We won't let him. We've prepared. We've trained. We're ready. You know your positions. You know the plan. He looks at each group. Aurors take the main gates, hold the bridge. Order members guard the entrances, the doors, the weak points. Professors man the towers, rain spells from above. Students hold the corridors, fight in teams, watch each other's backs. And remember, we're not fighting to kill, we're fighting to protect, to defend, to survive. Do not chase, do not pursue. Hold the castle, make them come to us. And when Voldemort comes, when he enters these halls, Harry's voice drops, cold, final. He's mine. The defenders disperse. Taking positions, wands ready, hearts pounding, waiting. The first explosion rocks the gates. Giants smashing through, 30 feet tall, wielding trees as clubs. The Aurors meet them, blasting curses, cutting charms, bringing them down. Acromantulas swarm the grounds. Hundreds of them, 8-legged nightmares, venomous, hungry. Hagrid meets them, half-giant, heartbroken. These were Aragog's children, but they've chosen their side. He fights them, tears streaming, apologizing with every spell. Dementors glide toward the castle, spreading cold, despair, death. Patronuses erupt to meet them. Silver light, warmth, life. Harry's stag, Hermione's otter, Luna's hare, dozens more. Driving the Dementors back, Death Eaters breach the castle, spells flying, curses screaming through corridors. The defenders fight, room by room, hall by hall, inch by inch. Blood spills, people fall, but fewer than before. So many fewer. In his first life, the battle lasted hours. 50 dead, hundreds wounded, the castle nearly destroyed. In this life, the defenders hold. Coordinated, prepared, united. The casualties are minimal, single digits, tragic but acceptable. The price of war, but not the slaughter it was. Voldemort enters, not through the gates, through the forbidden forest. Past the wards, Nagini coiled around his shoulders, his final Horcrux, created after the resurrection, using Bertha Jorkin's death, his last anchor, his last protection. He walks through the great hall doors, surveying the battle, the defenders fighting his forces, winning. He raises his wand, a spell, massive, destructive. The wall explodes, stone and dust, defenders scattered. Harry Potter, the voice echoes, amplified, commanding, Harry Potter, come, face me, end this. The battle pauses, both sides watching. Harry steps forward, from the crowd, wand raised. Ready, they meet in the center of the hall, between the house tables, where students ate, laughed, lived, now a battlefield. You've lost Tom, your Horcruxes are destroyed, your followers are defeated, you have nothing left. Voldemort's face twists, fury, denial. I have power, I have magic, I am immortal. No, you're a man, terrified of death, clinging to life through dark magic and murder. But I've died, I've faced death, and I chose to come back. That's the difference between us. You know nothing of death, boy. I know everything about it. I am the master of death, and you are just a coward who split his soul rather than face the inevitable. Voldemort screams, inarticulate, rage beyond words. Nagini strikes from his shoulders, fangs bared, venom dripping, but Neville is there. Gryffindor sword flashing. One clean stroke. The snake's head falls. The final Horcrux destroyed. Voldemort staggers. Feeling it. The last anchor severed. His mortality complete. No. He spins. Wand rising. Toward Neville. Toward the sword. Toward vengeance. But Harry is faster. Protego. Voldemort screams. Raises his wand. Avada Kedavra. Harry doesn't flinch. Doesn't dodge. Just raises his own wand. Expelliarmus. The spells meet, but this time no priori incantatem, because Harry's wand is the true master of the Elder Wand, the wand Voldemort stole from Dumbledore's grave, the wand that won't kill its master. The killing curse rebounds. Hits Voldemort. Green light. Impact. He falls. Dead. Truly dead. Finally dead. No Horcruxes to tether him. No dark magic to sustain him. Just a corpse. Empty. Done. The Death Eaters flee, scatter, captured or killed. The war is over. Voldemort is defeated, and Harry Potter stands victorious, 15 years old. The boy who lived twice. Epilogue, May 1998, Peveril Townhouse. Harry is 17 now. Technically, 18 if you count the first life. 35 if you count both. He sits in the parlor, surrounded by family. Sirius. 51, gray at the temples, but alive, healthy, happy, Remus. 38, married to Tonks. Their son Teddy sleeping in his arms. Fred Weasley. 20, running Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Successful, brilliant. Alive, Hermione. 18, head girl at Hogwarts, planning to join the ministry, reform it from within. Dobby. Free, working for Harry, by choice, paid, respected, happy. Even creature, serving the House of Black, with pride now, with purpose. They gather for dinner, talking, laughing, sharing stories. In his first life, this would have been impossible. Half of them dead, the rest traumatized, broken. But in this life, they're whole, alive, thriving. The war is over. Voldemort is gone. The ministry is reformed. The world is safe. And Harry is at peace for the first time. In 2 lifetimes, he's at peace. Sirius raises a glass to Harry, the boy who lived twice, the man who saved us all. They toast, drink, celebrate the war is over. 3 years since Voldemort fell, 3 years of peace, 3 years of rebuilding. The ministry reformed under Bones's leadership, fair trials, equal rights, Muggle-born protection, Azkaban without Dementors, humane imprisonment, real justice, Hogwarts rebuilt, stronger than before, new wards, new protections, new courses, defense against the dark arts finally stable. A permanent teacher, qualified, alive. The wizarding world healing, slowly, carefully, but healing. And the dead. So few dead. In his first life, the casualties numbered in hundreds. Friends, family, innocence. In this life, single digits, Aurors who fell in battle, volunteers who chose to fight, heroes. Every one, but nothing like the slaughter it was, nothing like the nightmare he prevented. Harry stands, walks to the window, looks out at London, the city lights spreading like stars, the normal people living normal lives. Unaware of how close they came to darkness, unaware of the boy who died and came back, who fought a war twice, who won both times, but only saved them once. He touches his scar, faded now, pale silver, barely visible, just a mark. A reminder, no Horcrux, no connection, no burning pain when Voldemort was near. Just skin, healed, whole. Behind him Hermione joins, 17 now, about to graduate, top of her class. Offers from every department. She'll change the world. Harry knows it. You did it, Harry. You saved everyone. Not everyone. Some still died. I couldn't prevent all of it. But you saved most. Changed the timeline, gave people futures they never had. That's more than anyone else could have done. He turns to her, his best friend in both lives, his sister, his general, the person who stood by him through everything. I couldn't have done it without you. She smiles, warm, genuine, I know. They laugh, the same laugh they shared in the library, in the common room, on the train, in the heat of battle, friends. Always friends, She touches his arm. Serious now? Do you regret it? Coming back? Fighting the war again? Harry considers, thinks about the first life, the pain, the loss, the 50 dead in the Great Hall, Sirius falling through the veil, Fred's body, Remus and Tonks side by side, Dobby dying on a beach, Colin Creevey too young, Hedwig killed in flight. All gone, all mourned, then thinks about this life. Sirius laughing by the fire, Fred inventing new pranks, Remus teaching Teddy to walk, Dobby serving tea with pride. All alive, all safe, all here. No, I don't regret it, not for a second. Good, because neither do I. They return to the party, to the family, to the life built from ash and determination. Sirius is telling a story, something about the Marauders, embellished, probably false. But everyone's laughing. Remus shakes his head, contradicting, correcting, but smiling. Tonks bouncing Teddy on her knee. The baby giggling, hair changing colors, metamorph Magus just like his mother. Fred demonstrating a new product, portable swamp. Instant deployment, perfect for pranks. George would have loved it. In the first timeline, George never got to work with his twin again after Fred died. But that's not this timeline. In this timeline, both twins live, both create, both thrive. Hermione sits back down with a book. Even at parties, always learning, always growing. Dobby refills glasses. Proud, free, paid wages, living his best life. Creature mutters about proper service, but he's smiling, actually smiling. Devoted to the House of Black, but with love now, not fear. Harry sits, takes it all in. This moment, this family, this peace. He's lived 2 lives, died twice, fought 2 wars, won both. But only this timeline, only these people. Alive, safe, happy. The Master of Death has finally earned his rest. The war is over. The dead are few, the living are many. And Harry Potter, the Master of Death, has finally earned his rest. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.